And it says we are live. I'm here. You're beautiful. That must mean it's time for GotBot Goes live. I, of course, am your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share. Of course, subscribe. And while you're at it, loud of my baby. Ooh, that was a bit better. Hit the notification bell. It helps me out a ton. It lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery Man, the Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All that's in the description down below. If you are in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon. You can see what we offer to you through Teespring. Of course, secret between you and me, you can hit the join button right here on YouTube to become a channel member. I'm just going to get things set up. Hope you guys are having a tremendous week. My Thursday has been bonkers, nuts, crazy, busy. I'm just going to adjust that. We'll adjust that just a little bit, just so it's not quite as low, you know? Bear with me. But as crazy as my day has been, I hope your day is going very well. We got a bunch of news to cover tonight, the end of Kingdom and what we think about the last few offerings, as well as a rumor, I'll say, of a particular character for a peculiar size class for that character. We're going to talk about what Kith's Fantasy Club is offering. Some upgrades from DNA Design. We do have an unboxing. It's not a huge box, but it's an interesting box. What's in here is interesting. I did not really expect it. I found out I have a couple of things kind of on the way from our buddy Razor Bear, actually, who has been a little under the weather lately, so I hope he's feeling better. He is a good lad, and we like him around these parts. Bear with me here because I am getting things set up. Hold on. The items we have tonight are not from Razor Bear. The items tonight are from our buddy Dragonfly, actually. Let me make sure I have all of my stuff and my things as we get started and going here. All right, let's do this. Hey, Slow, happy to see you here, buddy. Hey, Keldio. You weren't able to go to Walmart today. Oh, okay. That's a weird thing to let me know, but neither was I. I don't know. I don't know why that's a big deal. Am I supposed to know why that's a big deal? I don't know why that's a big deal. If that's a reference I'm supposed to know, Keldio, I apologize because I'm not getting it. Hey, Bri. Boss Gunny, happy to see you here. Hey, Paul. Blaster looks pretty good. Looking forward to the hunt. We will see. Hey, Shansi. Ken, Manitoba, happy to see you here, buddy. We see the end of Kingdom, sadly, but what? I'm back in the workforce. Oh, good for you. Good for you. Listen, man, I've been unemployed. I know what it's like. I know that sting. Not a big pile of fun. Don't recommend it. What? Lands on Ford Focus. Ow, my back. Hey, Blue. Dragonfly. Hey, Lee. Stop watching Transformers 86 movie. To be here. I appreciate that, buddy. Of course, I know it's probably on pause. You can go back to it after. 86 is always there, buddy. 86, man, for life. Never going to go away. Let's see. Took me all day to get here from Decepticon traffic. Hey, Ultra Megatronus. Things are good. Crazy busy this week. We are deep into report cards. So, let's see. Hey, Grimlock Khan. Man, you didn't miss much. We're just doing the hellos yet. Going back to last stream on the Heroic Nonsense gimmick. The SS86 Ironhide showing a concerned version of Ironhide being blasted like how Masterpiece Jazz can split in two. Yeah, but we don't know what Ironhide looked like after it was blasted. We don't know what, like, we know what Jazz looked like after it was torn in two. We don't know what Ironhide would look like. And I don't see Mainline changing out pieces like that. Nice idea. I don't believe it's going to happen, Caldeo. I don't see it happening. I mean, I might live to eat my words, and that's cool if I do. Speaking of which, I will eat my words. Last week we were talking about changes in size classes, and I used as one of the examples Voyager class Pterosaur, because that's the way that he was being promoted. But maybe it's just a bad choice of wording on the part of Hasbro, because several people have said, no, he is deluxe size and he is deluxe price. And I agree. So then I wondered, why Voyager? Where did Voyager come from? And it was pointed out, I believe, by Caldeo and a few other people, that he comes with the Voyager disc. So Voyager might be a reference to the disc rather than a size class. I would have preferred if the wording was Voyager disc and Pterosaur, or Pterosaur with Voyager disc. I think that would have just been a little clearer, because when I hear Voyager, being in the fandom that we're in, I don't know about you, but I tend to think size class. So I do eat my words a little bit there. It seems like it was a misunderstanding. Maybe just a slight tweak in marketing would make that a little, I don't know, a little easier to discern, possibly, or at least for me. Oh, you always go to Walmart on Thursdays to look for Transformers. That's fair. The only thing worse than having a job is looking for one. Ain't that the truth, Shanzi? Ain't that the truth? Plus all those, thank you for your interest, but such and such an applicant got it. Thank you for your interest, but such and such an applicant got it. Man, that's the worst. And I've had off of, I don't know, 50,000, 60,000 rejections in my life is nothing. It's part of life, 86 for life, yeah, right? D-. What? Talks too much, easily distracted. That was a quote from an old report card of mine. D-. Talks too much, easily distracted. Yeah, I remember those days. I used to get the talks too much. Nowadays, when you do comments, they really do try to take a positive slant and focus on the positive. Now, that being said, I mean, there are always things to work on, but I would say to you, Bri, you should be working on those active listening skills, buddy. Working on those active listening skills. Not a Voyager. I had somebody else today point out the whole not a Voyager thing. Oh, man, it drove me nuts. But yeah, not a Voyager. You're right. In this case, it is not a Voyager. The 86 Ironhide could have swappable parts, and someone made fan art. What could have happened to Ironhide? Yeah, but fan art is nothing. Mainline is not going to have swappable parts, Caldeo. I mean, I think your idea is creative. I don't think they're going to do it. Hasbro does not care about you or me that much. I promise you. They just don't. If they do, that'd be cool. I think it's a cool idea. I would never get it. I don't need a destroyed Ironhide personally. But for those who would want it, I think it's a cool idea. I just don't think it's going to happen. I feel like, if anything, that would be something that like DNA Design might do as an add-on. I don't think it'll be an official thing. And then I don't think it's going to be based on fan art, but who knows? 37 days. Okay, so let's get into the news, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, so getting into the news, first things first, we saw some more images of Starscream's throne. It looks very reminiscent of the throne that Megatron sits in aboard the Nemesis in the very first episode of Transformers. I guess it's neat. I assume that if you were to lift it up and look underneath, it is as hollow as the day is long. I assume it's very light, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is somewhat robust. And I will admit that perhaps the inclusion of that accessory, as large as it is, might be enough with the other bits and pieces of the coronation set that maybe this Voyager Starscream does now legitimately overflow into being a leader. So, if they keep including things like that, I guess maybe arguably, or it could be something like with the Optimus Prime, where, yeah, it still falls short of being a leader, but it's obviously more than a Voyager. I don't need it. Again, I don't need this. I'm not in for it, but if you are, cool. Beast Machines writer Bob Skur is going to be at TFCon Toronto in December. What else do we have here? Shockwave Labs showed again. I love Shockwave Labs and all, but sometimes they do these weird updates and upgrades. I think it was Shockwave Labs. Maybe it was DNA Design, but I thought it was Shockwave Labs, where they gave Wreck-Gar a blaster and like a junk prop because he's a Junkion. I don't know if Wreck-Gar needs a junk prop. Maybe yours does. Mine doesn't. LEDs for the maw of the HasLab Unicron. I think it's atrocious that anyone would have to buy an upgrade kit of any sort for something that's that expensive and that exclusive. It should have been perfect all along with all these bells and whistles in it. It wasn't because they don't care. Simple as that. And a shield for Primal. I don't remember Primal with a shield. I'm not sure what this is really supposed to like harken back to. I guess it's cool if you want to give your Primal a shield, especially with one of his like those weird swords. But again, it's not for me, but it's neat. Artfire is out in the US, I believe, also out in Canada. I did not have one on pre-order. If I happen to see one, I will get it. Otherwise, I guess I won't get it. Like I said last week, I'm kind of pre-ordered out, and I don't have faith in it anymore. Like I've had it canceled. I've had pre-orders canceled over the last couple of years by too many businesses, way too many businesses. Like I don't see the point in doing it. It doesn't guarantee anything anymore. KFC, old Kith, buddy, old Kith showed off a lot more images of their version of Power Master Optimus Prime. I can't remember the name of it right now, like Raging something. But it's Power Master Optimus Prime or Super Jinrai, whichever pronunciation you prefer. It's MP styled, MP sized and scaled. I think it looks great. The truck cab has a ton of detail inside. Like you can open the door and there's a dash and there's a steering wheel and stuff. Like there's detail in there. It's really, really kind of impressive. I think the trailer is being sold separate. I think this is the cab and the trailer. I find that a little disappointing that it's not just being sold as one unit, but I can sort of forgive it when you hear the next part, which is that apparently they are also working on a God Bomber version so that we can get the full God Ginrai look for or Apex armor, if you will, look for the guy. So perhaps they're looking at it and saying, okay, look, we're going to sell this in 3 sections. I can sort of get behind that. I don't know what the pricing is. If you're an MP guy, you're probably used to hefty price tags. Anyway, I think this looks really impressive. The only thing that kind of strikes me as odd, peculiar, that kind of throws me for a loop and that I'm not a fan of is that if you look at the like combined mode, we'll say the blue that's on the cab, like on the head and the legs of the cab, is a lighter blue than is on the trailer. And I find the 2 shades of blue throw me off personally. Might not be a deal breaker for you, might not be a big deal, but it throws me off personally. With the God Bomber, when and if that actually happens, I will be very curious to see if it goes with the dark blue. And if it does go with the dark blue, once you attach it, will it kind of hide the light blue bits of like the legs and whatnot that are still showing in combined mode, or will that still be visible? Like it'll be interesting to see how much of the light blue is showing in combined mode once it's all said and done and we have the Apex armor or God Bomber in his full form. But I'll say this, the articulation looks impressive. He looks solid. He looks clean from all sides. I'm impressed. Honestly, I'm not an MP guy, but I think what Kith is doing there is impressive. I think it's something special. I really do. We saw some Cyberverse character models, artwork. I talked about both finales last week. I enjoyed it. I thought the finales were great. I thought that they were the best of the series. I think Perfect Decepticon is the better of the two. The Dinobots are the Dinobots. They look all right, I guess. I love the character model for Trypticon. Still huge, still imposing, but there was still something kind of svelte and slender about him. Like, I like that. He looked like he not only had size and strength, but that he could have agility as well. So I really like the Trypticon. We saw some images of MP Reboost, who really is the red version of Skids. I think that the MP Skids looks great. I think Reboost looks great. I don't know who Reboost is. I don't care who Reboost is. I assume this is a Diaclone version. Everybody expected that we were going to get a crosscut. We might get a third use of that mold as crosscut yet, possibly. Reboost is one of those like road rage. Like, I don't know the character. I don't have any connection to it. I know nothing about it. The red looks neat. I could say that, and I like the look of that mold anyway, and the alt mode because I like the very unassuming. Like anybody could own this car. Alt mode. It's not a fancy sports car. It's not a weird Cybertronian thing. It's just like something that you would see, on the parking lot of the mall or at the doctor's office, or when you're going to your favorite fast food joint. Like, man, it's gonna be there in the drive-through ahead of you, taking forever to order, and you honk your horn because you want that bugger to move off. Like I believe that car mode could be in any of those locations. I look at something like, Sideswipe, and as much as I love Sideswipe, like I don't think he's going to be in the drive-through line ahead of me talking into a speaker. You know what I mean? Like I don't see that. So I like that realistic mode. That's also why I'm a big fan of like Trailbreaker, for example. Very like kind of run-of-the-mill realistic mode. Hoist is another example. Maybe there's a top 10 in there. Like, most unassuming modes, best, I don't know, real world modes, I suppose. Something like that. We saw some running shoes that are tied in with Optimus Prime and Megatron. I mean, the Optimus ones are gray, blue, and red. The Megatron ones are gray, black with a bit of red. I like the look of the Megatron ones better. Are these shoes any good? I don't know. Maybe they're shoes. Morgan Lofting will be at TFCon LA in March. Don't know who Morgan Lofting is? Well, you do now, because Morgan Lofting is the voice of Baroness from G.I. Joe, as well as the voice of Firestar and Moonracer from that one episode of Transformers. Definitely more famous as Baroness, but kind of cool to know that two of those original female Autobots, part of the Resistance, were voiced by the same person. We saw the official reveal of the Funko Pop Tracks. It's already out, that people have bought. Awkward. It looks neat. What can I say? It looks neat, but he's already out. It's a weird reveal where he's already out. X-Transbots showed off images of their masterpiece First Aid. Like it, man. Big fan. Think it looks really good. Super clean arm mode for Defensor. Super clean robot. I think it looks great. Super duper clean alt mode. Really impressed. I don't know what the engineering will be like and how bonkers that will be, or if it'll be nice engineering or what. I have no idea. It does scale with an MP collection. I think we've seen Streetwise, who's a bit smaller, probably the size of like, the Lambos or the Datsuns or something like that. This guy is the size of roughly MP Ironhide, right? He's roughly the size of MP Ironhide. So pretty impressed, honestly, pretty impressive size. I will be curious to see what that Defensor actually looks like in the end. We've seen a couple of like CAD models and, computer renders and stuff, but I'll be interested to see the thing in full force and to know what the articulation and solidity is like. Not for me, it's MP, but I'm impressed with it. What else do we have? We saw the Perfect Finish, I think it's called, Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime. Looks great. It's that Studio Series 38 mold. Instead of the dark kind of gunmetal grays almost of that version, we have lighter, more grayish, silvery-ish colors for the face and the thighs and the pelvis, for example. The red looks slightly more robust, but that's arguable. I like that he has blue hands, as Optimus should have blue hands. So that's cool. I'm going to check out the comments, and then we will kind of talk about the end of Kingdom just a little bit. We already talked about that. And that. Let me just check in with you guys here ever so slightly. Man, it was a rush to get here tonight. I'm glad I did, though. Let's go up. I know you guys have been saying stuff, and I apologize for running through the news there and not replying right away. Let's get caught up here. They're fun to do, but man, if you don't know the right paints, it is a challenge. Glad I like a challenge. Earthrise Barricade did make Earthrise Barricade did make Barricade based on fan art, and now he's What? I don't understand what you're saying, Blue. I know that. Oh, I know that why I said grain of salt. Oh, maybe I missed the grain of salt comment, Caldeo. I mean, it's a cool idea. Don't get me wrong. I think your idea is a cool idea. I just don't see Hasbro doing it. I think it's going to be a re-release of the Earthrise Ironhide. I just don't know what they're going to add with it. Let's see. I was going to go with Tester's Paint for stronger adhesion, but I got to say the Art Deco acrylics I've been using work really well too. Light primer spray, and it's all good. I don't know why everybody makes this stuff complicated. Man, $2 like Craft Smart, $2. The only thing that is the trick is to have a nice clear coat. I do use a Tester's clear coat. When did Rekar use a gun? I don't know. He did in one Beast Wars episode. Rekar did in a Beast Wars episode. I don't remember that. Remember how you mentioned how an upgrade kit for Black Arachnia, that's a visor? Yeah, it's actually based on a moment in Beast Wars episode when she entered Tarantulas' mind. I do remember her wearing it. Like I said, I was like, I vaguely remember this, but I didn't know the reference. So thanks, Keldeo, for reminding me, because I couldn't for the life of me remember what it was. Hey, input. 5 days till your birthday. Happy early birthday, Dragonfly. Because we're not gonna see you again before next week's show, right? By the way, in a couple of weeks, we're gonna do the show on a Wednesday, because on Thursday, yours truly will be having parent-teacher meetings. So I can't do this and do that, and that gotta come first because it's my day job. So we'll do this a day early that week. Shield from episode Victory when Big Bot was going for lizard lips. Okay. I ended up these past 2 weeks getting 5 Sharkticons. Man, they are banging them out like crazy. Wow. Not here, they're not. I mean, I got my 3, but I haven't seen any more besides my 3. I know people got them, though. Hey, Razor Bear, the KFC Ginra is very tempting. Very fans hobby. It is very fans hobby, Razor Bear. I agree with you. And honestly, I think that if you're on the fence about it, I'd say go for it. I feel like it's a really strong Super Ginrai, honestly. But I mean, it's just me. I don't have a dog in the fight. The Quint Journal, maybe. I found a cache of Siege Seekers the other day at my local Toys R Us. Really? I need to repaint all 3, but one is reserved for Slipstream. Give me 2 more to do. I found, get this, 2 packs of Rainmakers at a local hobby shop. Bit expensive, but yeah, 2 sets of Rainmakers. Who figured, right? I love the Rainmakers, by the way. Female Swoop looks great. Female Swoop does look great. Input. I agree. I like that character, to be honest with you. Hey, Triple R. Yes, I agree. A toy of that Trypticon would be very impressive. Really, really impressive. I think that's such a good Trypticon character model. And it was a good characterization for Trypticon, honestly. Every time I see or hear the name KFC, yeah, everybody thinks of Kentucky Fried Chicken. Oh, Keith. As we go down here. Review the shoes. Yeah, I'm not buying the shoes, but I would if I had them. The Optimus and Megatron shoes should have been an April Fool's Day release, except they're real. I figure I am not going to be happy until I get enough Seekers to create a TF photo of Colonial Vipers. Okay. I don't know what any of that means, but okay, cool. Obviously, Triple R would agree with you. Custom Scarab on the way I did. I saw that, but I don't know who or what a Scarab. Well, I know what a Scarab is. I just don't know why you chose the name Scarab for that character. That being said, that was a lot of paint, Jad, man. Here, LA will be a Comic-Con for the first December weekend as much as I like to, but I wouldn't be able to go. Hey, Tanya, anybody know when Kingdom Slammer will be released? I'm going to talk about that in just a little bit, actually. I have an idea of when it could be released, but I got to go back up here. Because that jumped way down. Let's see. I actually got a small scale Colonial Viper. I don't know what that's. I don't know Battlestar Galactica, to be fair. I just opened up my XTB Streetwise. It's fine, but way over engineered. And that was my fear. I figured it would be like, it looks clean in all modes, but I got a feeling that going between the modes is a bear, pardon the pun. And I feel like the first stage is going to be the same thing. Beautiful in all three modes, but the transformation, man, it's all about the transformation, you know? Let me go down here. If I can get my hands on an extra, I'll do a red, black, and purple color scheme with the Mercs insignia. Yeah, the Siege Seekers are dead ringer for those planes. I love the Siege Seekers anyway. I thought that was such a tremendous mold. What was your thoughts on Cyberverse as a whole now that it's over? I wasn't interested at first, but it's grown on me. Slow burn. There's my hot take. Cyberverse is a slow burn. In the beginning, the Bumblebee heavy storyline, I was like, ugh, I don't like Bumblebee. I've never liked Bumblebee. I don't like things focused on Bumblebee. The only saving grace then was that I was intrigued to see what they were going to do with Windblade. So season 1, you know what? It's kind of like the show Breaking Bad. A lot of people that watch Breaking Bad, if they make it through the first season and keep with it, they will get to the end and they say, man, that's a brilliant show. And then you talk to some people and they'll say, oh no, I couldn't do it. I had to give up on it. Well, how far did you get? Oh, I don't know, 6 or 7 episodes in. That's not enough. I feel like Cyberverse is the same thing. If you stopped or you judge it based on season 1, then you're missing out, because 2 and 3 and the end is so much better. Really so much better. It gets so good as it goes. So yeah, I was a big fan as it went. No, man, you listen. If you're talking customs, man, you go for it. If I find one, I will. I am you. I sent my extra to Micheal from TFU. I don't know what that is. Facebook group. She still never found one. Oh, okay. Well, that's weird. The story behind Earthrise Barricade was actually inspired by a piece of fan art. It is true. Look at Chris Basic's video on Barricade. Yeah, I'm pretty skeptical about that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm going to check tomorrow. Okay, check tomorrow. Hey Jay's videos. Do you get more excited about hashtags new releases or finding a historic figure secondary market? I get more excited by historic stuff secondary market. It was better made. The new stuff like Legacy looks like hot garbage to me. I'm interested in skids, possibly Kickback, but besides that, I think it's hot garbage. And I know of 2 retailers, at least in Canada, who have really small orders in for Legacy. I think it's because their buyers looking at it and saying, it looks awful. This isn't going to sell well. And yeah, small orders so far. We'll see how it goes. Hey, Timmy. I feel Power of the Primes will lead what? VHS in her jet mode, but you won't have combiner. Simply remove the combiner head, push her head down, jet covers her head, and is that supposed to be voila? Voila is Voila. It's French, just saying. I don't know why you would not have her as a combiner. I think Orthea is great, but okay, you do you. Should do it during the parent teacher meetings. Yeah, that's what I should do. Do the show during the parent teacher meetings. That's a good idea. I'll get to the slammer thing in a minute, Tanya, as we go down here a little bit. Never enough Junkions. Yeah, I hear you, Triple R. Cyberverse was the DS9 show. Yes. Cyberverse, if you're a Transformers fan or a Star Trek fan, yeah, Cyberverse is the DS9. I like that. DS9 had terrible last couple of seasons. Actually, I love the last couple of seasons. I think the first 3 seasons were garbage. I love the last couple of seasons. But to each their own. Would Warpath be a good wrecker? I don't know. I don't know anything about the wreckers. DS9 seasons 3, 6 were the best seasons. 7 was 50-50. I love Wayoon. Just going to say it. Love Wayoon. Okay, let's talk the end of Kingdom. So that's really 4 things. 1, we have a rumor this week, and this is going right to what Tanya was asking. We had a rumor this week of a potential core class hot rod. Really weird entry for a core class, but I'll say it now. If they do a core class hot rod, it's probably going to be better than the 86 hot rod. I mean, can't get much worse. Just throwing that out there. I know a lot of people like it. I don't understand it. Core class hot rod, really weird. That being said, there's one core class main character that I might actually get. Why? Because I would immediately pair him with my star convoy. 100%. Word is that has a December release date. Quickly approaching. Guess we'll see. Also, word is that there won't be pre-orders or anything like that. It will immediately just go to retailers and just go out on shelves. Speaking of going out on shelves and no pre-orders, apparently the same is going to happen for the end of Kingdom in support of brick and mortar retailers trying to bounce back after what has been a very tumultuous year and a half, 2 years. We already know about Blaster. I think the new images of Blaster look great. Honestly, I am getting more smitten with him based on those images. I hope the actual product is as nice as the images. I definitely want the eject. I wish he didn't have the clear plastic parts. Not because I got anything, or translucent plastic parts. Not because I got anything against translucent. It's just I want my blue lad to be, blue. I also looked at the transformation and stuff. Man, I hope there's ball joints at those elbows and at those knees. If he doesn't have elbows or knees, that's going to be a bummer, man. That's going to be a major bummer. So I really hope that's there. Fingers crossed, have faith that that's there. He is slated to come out January 1st of 2022. I don't know if stores are open on New Year's Day where you live, and they're not here. He won't be out on January 1st. Not here. Then that brings us to the last 2 deluxes. One of which is, and I want to give you kind of the detail on this now for those who might actually not know this yet, though I think most of us do. One is, make sure I got this. I don't want to lose it. One is, of course, Pipes. Pipes is I'll say a heavy retool, a fairly heavy retool of Huffer. He has new head, new hands, new chest, new waist, new tires, new shoulders, new forearms, and accessories. I feel like Pipes is going to be like a reuse done right, where you replace a lot of the outer look of the guy with new molding and whatnot, and you keep the bones of the skeleton, so to speak. You keep that engineering, you keep what worked with Huffer. Lower body transformation scheme for the most part, maybe a slight difference here or there, but overall, it'll, I think, feel very similar. It will look quintessentially like Pipes from the animation. And while he did bear striking resemblance to Huffer, he was a little bit different than Huffer. So totally in for Pipes. I would suggest to you December or January. I am more inclined to say January for Pipes. Could see him earlier, but I think officially it'll be January. Then we have Slammer. I think, again, that will officially be very early January. We may start seeing it in December as it leaks out, but I think very early January. Slammer, heavy retool of Ironworks. I said last week that I thought he was one of the weaponizers. Apparently he can become a missile launcher, a chainsaw. I like that. A chainsaw's cool, man. Or a turret blaster. He has 5 new tools. So I don't know. Again, I like him. I like the tank look for him. The tank looks very reminiscent of his G1 look, as well as very reminiscent of spit this out in a minute. Warpath. So yeah, I like Slammer. I'm in for Slammer for sure. I've also heard that you can configure him to be another tower for Generations Metroplex. I'm always adding to my Generations Metroplex. My favorite thing I have. Can't wait to get Slammer. Again, I think you're going to see the core come out first in December, if that actually happens. And I think you're going to see the other 3 come out soon thereafter, very early January. Depending on where you live, it might leak out in December, but I think officially the date is going to be January. So that's that. I'm going to give you guys the trivia because we've done the news. I'm going to, by the way, we will end up doing a Was Kingdom Worth It, just like we did with Earthrise and just like we did with Siege. And then we'll probably do one that was the WFC trilogy worth it. We will do that up and coming, I don't know, toward the end of December, early in January, something like that. The trivia in the episode The God Gambit. What planet's moon does Cosmos crash on after being attacked by Astrotrain? So does Cosmos land on the moon of Lo? Does he land on the moon to Titan? Does he land on the moon to Ganymede? Or does he land on the moon to Triton? So is it A, Lo, B, Titan, C, Ganymede, or D, Triton? Which one is it? I'm going to go back. I'm going to check the things while you guys come up with the answers. Let's go up here a little bit. Warpath might make a good record. Doing a show during parent teacher. Oof, that wouldn't go over well, I don't think, with too many of the parents. I'm just saying. To improve ratings, they bought Worf in the later. Yeah, that's right. They bought on Worf. Great. I love that. The only thing I didn't like later on was I didn't like Ezri as much as Jadzia. Let's see. The Kingdom Core class hot rod will be the same mold as the 86 Voyager hot rod. Oh, Triple R, I love you. Oh, that's good. That's so good, man. I'm looking for Combiner Wars Motor Master wheels to replace the broken one I had. I still don't know how you broke a wheel. The wreckers were created in the UK and are yeah, I know what the wreckers are, but I don't like. I know by definition, Keldeo, what the wreckers are, but I don't read the comics. I don't follow the comics. I've never followed the comics. I don't see it as official canon. It's not for me. If you know them and you like them, cool. Like I read that Sins of the Wreckers, which everybody says is like a masterpiece of writing. It's passable. It's a passable story. I wasn't blown away by it. It's all right, but like to say I really know anything about it or retain anything from that, I didn't. Like I know they're Black Ops. I know they do the dirty jobs. I know that they got some like PTSD and stuff. Like I know that. I can't assess if someone would make a good record because I don't know enough about them. Of course, the thieves on YouTube already have reviews of Slammer, which I haven't watched, by the way. I didn't know they had reviews of Slammer. Those people disgust me. I don't know why they're not in prison. I don't know why anybody supports them, why they're considered news. They're not. They're garbage human beings. And when they get what they deserve, I'll be someone who'll just laugh at them. Just saying, karma's a thing, man, and it comes back. Still seeking Scourge and the sweeps, still being denied. Even the sites are sold out. I mean, I don't think I would be able to find any Scourges. I might look into a couple of sweeps if I see them, but I don't check the same anymore, man. My job has really limited my hunt, I gotta say. I have a complete Menasor for sale. There you go. You want a replacement tire? Check it out with Triple R, man. Check it out with Triple R. Hey, Maximal 10. Slammer almost looked like a retool of the Combiner Wars Rook. I thought the same thing. I thought he had a lot of features of Rook. I just want the wheel, Triple R. Jay says my Tigertron is coming from Amazon on Saturday. Cool. I didn't even know it was out. Like, that's how out of the loop I am. I didn't even know Tigertron was out yet. He's not here. But again, like I don't have pre-orders and stuff in. Like I'm not doing that anymore. I'm definitely not going to be like the first guy with stuff anymore. Because I'm not interested in doing pre-orders. I'm done with those. Get down here. But Jay, like, I hope you enjoy them, man. I really do. On the subject of Metroplex, I found real life images of Cybertron Metroplex, and wow, it's humongous. Yeah, I mean, he would have to be, right? Again, like, I mean, I don't know what you mean by real life images of Cybertron Metroplex. Do you mean the upcoming Titan? I'm not really sure what you mean by that, but you know what? Honestly, like, cool if you're in for it. I'm not. It's Unicron Trilogy, so I'm immediately out. I'm not getting anything Unicron Trilogy. Just no interest for me. You say C, that would be Ganymede. Dragonfly says Titan. B with a question mark. We have Titan, D, B. Oh, all over the map with the answers this time. A Titan. The answer is, of course, Titan. Yes, it is Titan. It is the planet where Astrotrain goes and basically becomes like their god and their leader and gets the people to like harvest these energon crystals. And of course, everything goes awry. Hey, Logan. I'm in the UK and I don't know of all the Kingdom series on Netflix. I don't know what? I don't know if all the it is. All of Kingdom is on Netflix now, or should be. Well, all of War for Cybertron, all three should be on Netflix now. Logan, I don't know if they are in the UK, but I'd be shocked if they weren't. At this point, I wish Ultra Marcus was here. He'd know. When I mean real life Cybertron Metroplex, I was referring to his alt mode, and again, yeah, I'd his alt mode. Oh, what his alt mode would be. Oh yeah. Those vehicles and stuff. Yeah, they would be humongous. Yeah. Yeah, Knockout as a jazz retool. I'm not in for that. No, that's not Knockout. Not to me. And with what they've done with Bulkhead and what they've done with RC, like I don't have high hopes anymore for Knockout. I was going to be in for him, but I don't have high hopes. Hey Ken, he got to go. Take care, buddy. And he says happy Thanksgiving in case he's not here next Thursday. I guess next Thursday must be Thanksgiving in the U.S. So happy Thanksgiving, I guess, to you guys. I'll say it next week for those who show up. I found 8 sweeps in the Walmart close to me. I've seen like 2. Good luck, Logan. I hope you find it, man. Anyone notice Netflix Kingdom was labeled Chapter 1? I did not notice that. Interesting. Okay. Okay. So the last thing, and then we can get out of here tonight. The last thing is going to be the unboxing. Let's do the unboxing. This is from our buddy Dragonfly, so he already knows what's in here. And it's 2 things in here. 2 things in here. The first, I'm going to lay that down. I'm going to go to this first. There's a bag in here. 2 little baggies, actually. In the first one. Oh my goodness. In the first one, it looks like he sent me. I'm going to say that this is a canister for Energon. He can clarify if he's still here. He can clarify. So like this little blue thing, and we'll see this better when I do a review. I think it's an Energon canister. He can clarify it if he's still here. Hope he's still here. Oh, work overnight. That's rough, man. Take care, buddy. Then this was an attempt at the Soundwave that was in the like Centurion pack. It never came out here. I'm in Canada, so it never came out here. This is an attempt at it. It's a little bit rough. I think he sent me one. This one's really rough. Oh, wait till you see it. The back of it is like just crumbled together, basically. It's rough. And then we have this one that looks like it might be one of the better ones, honestly. They need some paint. But I would end up reviewing this as well as the whole pack, which I customized. All of this is done, I believe, and again, he can clarify, I think all of this was done with a resin cast, if I'm not mistaken. And I think he's still here somewhere. I could be wrong, but I think he's still here somewhere. I think that was done with a resin cast. Normally that's kind of clear, but he did have a blue that he used. Yeah, that's right. You sent me some of the canisters before. Yeah, are they the same thing as that though? Because those ones, of course, were like colored a bit different and stuff, right? Then he also sent me, I like this. This is cool. It's actually got chain on it too. It is the mace for Optimus Primal. It is like, it's the mace of Optimus Primal, which is interesting because this head is like definitely the head of Paleotrex. Like the look of that, if you look at Paleotrex and you look at this, it's definitely the head. We have a handle, we have an actual chain. So like really neat to have the mace for Optimus Primal. Then we have another couple of another blue one and a clear one that are attempts at Soundwave. I'll have to choose whatever the best one is, I guess. And I'll paint that one up to be my Soundwave in his alt mode, right? Then we have what looks to be two versions. Yeah, two versions, blue and clear, of Cheetor's Gut Gun. Obviously, these both need to go painted. I don't know which one I'll keep. I don't know what I'll do with the other one. But yeah, two versions of Cheetor's Gut Gun. He, of course, didn't come with that in the Kingdom line or the Netflix one. So yeah, kind of stoked. I think this might be the one that came with the Red series. I think it might be cast from that. But again, Dragonfly can clarify that. So a couple of like interesting little things in there. The Centurion Pack Soundwave, a resin cast of that. The mace for Optimus Primal and the Gut Gun for Cheetor. But that's not all that was in there. I'm just gonna put that back in there for now. It's not all that was in there. I'm just gonna scroll down a little bit. Legacy being labeled Chapter 1. This could be Legacy. I've heard Legacy is not a trilogy. I've heard Legacy is its own thing for a year. My guess is they're throwing something at the wall and seeing what sticks, and then they'll do a trilogy on whatever sticks. If that's Unicron trilogy, they'll do Unicron trilogy. If that's Prime, it'll be Prime. They're just trying to figure out how to move away from G1. I don't know if it'll work. We'll see. Unboxing a nice shot of serotonin. Interesting. It's a lightsaber holster. I'm pretty sure it's some sort of fuel cell. I'm pretty sure it's a fuel cell too. Mass shifting in a nutshell. A transformer being nutshelled in a tiny size. And that's the thing. Something like Soundwave, I can have the full-size Voyager one, and whenever he transforms, he becomes the tiny thing. It's the same thing with, for example, Shockwave. There's the little Shockwave, right, that came in the Centurion pack. There's the little Megatron that has come in there, and Dr. Wu had one, and like where there's a will, there's a way, right? Those other ones I painted. Oh, okay, the other ones you painted. Yeah, the red. I thought that. Hey, Cybercrutch. Better late than never. Absolutely, buddy. Absolutely. Now, this other item I was not going to buy. Oh, goodness. Hold on. I was not going to buy. I didn't think it was bad. I just didn't think I needed it. And I was like, man, I don't know. Now, I've already looked at, I'll say what accompanies this. Some time ago, I looked at a 2-pack. It was the Battle Across Time 2-pack, and it was Sideswipe and Skywarp, Maximal Skywarp. And I was like, man, I want that Sideswipe. Well, I was not going to buy, but I now possess this Battle Across Time set. This is the Grimlock and the Mirage. We're going to just crack this open quickly because I haven't had a chance to do that. And, oh, goodness gracious. Just to have a look, because I haven't even had a look. Oh my goodness gracious. How very, very intriguing. So, really. So this is what we have. Now, there is something different here. Just see if you notice it. Look at Mirage. Do you notice anything different about Mirage? Can you even see it well enough to notice something different about Mirage? I'm going to see what you guys are saying here. Soundwave Mags and B were the few bots that mass shifting, like an episode of Trans Europe Express. Must be smashed, impressive. Modified his shoulder. I saw on eBay someone sold Kingdom Sideswipe. It's not bad. I'm not sure if I want it. I like the Kingdom Sideswipe over the Siege. I like the Earth mode. So I don't know what my analysis is yet, honestly, Caldeo. I like the Dinobot mold. I assume that this Grimlock one will be good, but I guess we'll see. And I don't know about the Mirage. I've been saying all along that I like the Siege Mirage better, but I honestly didn't think I was ever going to look at this guy. The shoulder is modded so that his shoulder thing can go up here, which was the thing that bothered me, that he couldn't have this blaster basically go up on his shoulder. We'll see how that works out. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, that's it. We are done for another week. We've gone through the news. We've gone through the trivia. Interesting unboxing. I don't know what I'm going to think of it. We are working on the Studio Series KO Devastator. We have one done so far. Another one coming tomorrow. We have parts of that to do. When we get to the end of that, we will see both teams all together in robot mode, in vehicle mode, and both of the Devastators together. So we are steadily working through that as well. Yeah. I guess we'll take it as it comes. Would you guys rather, I'll ask now since you're here, would you guys rather that I finish Devastator kind of all at once, or do a couple of parts, take a break and do like something in between it and go back and do a couple of parts? Like, how would you rather I handle Devastator? I'm going to ask you guys, before we get out of here, I'm going to ask you guys that. How would you rather I handle Devastator? I'm going to just check in here a little bit with your comments before I get out of here. That is a shoulder mount, Manitoba. Yep. It's a nice Mirage. Logan thinks it's a nice Mirage. Mirage is loose in the arm. I don't know. I don't know if he's loose. I don't have him out. Shoulder port. Yep. Yeah, Dragonfly got sent a second set by accident. It's weird. Me and Grimlock want to know who you are. Beast Wars Grimlock. you but in future. Yeah. Finish Devastator. Okay, once to get it done and dusted. Sounds good. Knock the whole Devastator out. Good. That's it. That's all I need to see. Take your time. Yeah, I'm taking my time. I am taking my time. By the way, the Devastator that we're looking at is 100% courtesy of our buddy Maximal 10. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Joe. Had to say it all at once, but whatever is easiest for you. Yeah, listen, man, it's not what's easiest for me. I'm here to serve the people. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate you coming by. Give me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we offer to you through Teespring. Or, of course, hit the join button right here on YouTube to become a channel member. Don't forget, somehow, some way, each and every single solitary day, you right there, each and every one of you do make a difference. And I look forward, baby, to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams at the stop motion premieres or the old fashioned, baby, right here inside the, what did I do there? Inside the videos.